Hi everybody, and welcome to another video. Well then, this looks very good. This looks as fantastic as one can imagine. Please do look at the screen, my dear friends. Finally, we have had the opportunity to see the first official teaser trailer to the remake of Nosferatu by Robert Eggers that will hit the theaters this Christmas, December the 25th, my dear friends. And I've always found the history of the original Nosferatu from 1922 by Friedrich Murnau very fascinating. Of course, the portrayal of Count Orlok by Max Schreck has become an iconic image and has been engraved in the mind and the hearts of moviegoers everywhere in the world. But of course, the original 1922 film being an adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula, which of course, famously, the studio, they didn't buy the rights to adapt the book from Bram Stoker's descendants. And so they had to change a lot. They had to change, of course, the name of the characters, like Count Orlok, is the vampire, the Nosferatu, and not at all Count Dracula. But of course, they also set it in the first half of the 20th century in Germany. Partially, it was recorded in Slovakia, which I find fascinating. It's the neighboring country of where I live, and the castle of Count Orlok is actually in Slovakia, where they shot the exterior images, and so. In the end, of course, they were commanded to destroy all the copies because they lost the trial with the lawyers of the Bram Stoker family. But at the time, the movie had already been distributed all around the world a lot. So fortunately, thank all the gods I know, the film has survived. Now, one thing comes to mind is people have always done that, have they? The presenting the source material to the modern audience. I've read somewhere that the main reason why they decided to set the movie in the first half of the 20th century Germany was to make the movie, the story, closer to the German audience of the time. And so, not only is the history of the film very fascinating, but also the story itself. Of course, who hasn't heard about, at least, Dracula? Probably the most famous vampire story out there. Of course, I have read the book multiple times, and I have enjoyed many an adaptation with Bela Lugosi, with Sir Christopher Lee, and also with Gary Oldman in Francis Ford Coppola's version. And now, finally, after years of waiting, we can lay our eyes on this. And let me tell you, I can't play this. I'm sorry. You have to go to the internet and watch it for yourselves. I don't want to get a copyright strike, nor do I want this video to be taken down. But if you look at it, it's got exactly and precisely the atmosphere you expect from such a film. It's dark. It's the mood and the atmosphere. The overall atmosphere is breathing the depressing anguish and darkness at you. And knowing Robert Eggers, this film, I think, is going to be fantastic. Now, I have not been disappointed by any of his films yet. But I'm sure in the comments down below, there will be people who will say, yeah, but I didn't like that. Yeah, well, good for you, or bad for you. I mean, I have enjoyed all his films to bigger or lesser extent. He is really a craftsman. He is a filmmaker. He is a cinema maker. He most certainly doesn't produce your everyday popcorn blockbuster bullshit that we have too much of in 2024. And the fact that they are adapting, such a great story. Look at that. I think that this is going to be basically like a remaking, like literally a remaking of the original Nosferatu. So taking the adaptation from 1922, which was, itself adapting a famous novel, it'll be just, making it in a modern way, which I suppose it will be. A lot of famous actors like Willem Dafoe. I mean, Willem Dafoe as like the Van Helsing character? Come on. Once again, like star actors, and you can see that he likes Willem Dafoe. Robert Eggers likes this actor, which is of course quite obviously very normal and very common for a filmmaker and director to have his favorite actors who then appear in many of the directors and filmmakers' films. Like, just look at Nolan, for example. I mean, Michael Caine is in every single Nolan movie, or at least the majority of them. Just look at the imagery, look at the cinematography. Now, this image itself that I stopped at is like the iconic Dracula image. The trolley or whatever it is, the vehicle getting, through the Borgo Pass, it was called in the book, and approaching Dracula's or Count Orlok's castle is just so iconic in each and every single of the adaptations that, I mean, you look at it and you instantly know what's going on right there. We don't have, as yet, I think, so far, a detailed image in the movie, in the trailer, of what Count Orlok looks like. But once again, if you look at imagery like this, you have to instantly think of the original, and the scenes like, for example, when Count Orlok is walking up the steps or walking through the door. It's just, I think, and this is my prediction, and I of course might be wrong and might be right, I think that this movie will be a movie on its own and of its own that will be, yes, I trust Robert Eggers, and this is what, the trailer has left me feel like. I think that this movie is going to be a movie on its own, but as well, it's going to, give a lot of nods to the original. Both, I would say, to Nosferatu from 1922 and to the Dracula story. Of course, we will have to see when it comes out, and I will most certainly go to cinema to watch it, support Robert Eggers, and bring you my detailed review. And that will be all. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, and I'm out of here.